What's going on, guys? Welcome back, and thank you all for watching. I'm sorry it's been a little while since we put out a video, but we're getting back into our regular schedule. Lately we've been doing a lot of tarpon fishing, and if you're a tarpon fisherman or you've targeted tarpon, it gets in your head. I mean, 100% gets in your head. You spend all your time doing it. It's all you can think about. Neighbors dropping the garage door. But so anyways, like I said, I want to apologize for that, but something hit me yesterday. Me and Jake were talking about something, and it kind of hit me. I did a seminar last year at the, I don't know, it was one of the Tampa boat shows. I think it was the News Channel 8 boat show. We did a seminar, and I stood up there for an hour talking to these people about baits and techniques and everything. And when I was done talking, I said, does anybody have any questions? Well, one of the guys in the front row raised his hand, and he said, yeah, what kind of rod and reel do I need to saltwater fish? And I was like, whoa. So everything I just said in the last hour went all the way over this guy in the front row's head, maybe hit a couple people in the back row, and then went over them. As soon as that guy said that, half the people in the audience were going, yeah, I mean, what kind of line do we use? What kind of reel do you recommend? What size? You know, so that's what today's little short quick video is going to be about. Now, the first thing you're going to notice about our new rods and reels, our new combos, is they are not bull bays. We've been using bull bays for a few years. I love bull bays, super high quality rod, but I also love these, and we've had great success with these. They're very light, and I'll talk about what kind of rods they are in a second. But like I said, I just want to make it very clear that it wasn't because bull bay is not a high quality product, because it absolutely is. It was more of a business decision for us, and it made sense financially. So that's why we've switched it up. And another thing I want to say is the products that we use, I'm not sponsored by Tsunami. I'm not sponsored by Penn. We're choosing to use the products that we're using because that's what works for us. That's what we like. And I think that's important for you guys to know. This is not like a paid sponsorship where I'm going here, you know, trying to shove them down somebody's throat saying use these. And neither was Bull Bay. Bull Bay is, like I said, is a great product. Just financially, it made sense for us to switch our combos up. So anyways, let's start with the basic inshore setup that's going to catch really anything in shallow water. We do, Jake, you can pitch in anytime you want. Snook, reds, trout, sheephead, snapper, grouper, some grouper, hogfish, mackerel. Throw it out there, Jake. What do you got? Give me something.
Juvenile tarpon.
See, I told you, all he can think about is tarpon right now. All this kid can think about is tarpon. So anyways, but he's right. So this is our basic setup that we're using for that. This is a Tsunami carbon shield, 7-foot fast action, 10 to 20 pound braid, and a Penn Battle 3 DX 4000, spooled with 15 pound line. So all the fish that we just mentioned, you're gonna be able to do on this rod. Without a doubt, you're gonna be able to do. Now, there's always gonna be that 42, 43 inch snook that maybe you didn't turn, that you might want to use the other rod that we use. But for your basic inshore setup, something this size, and it doesn't have to be a Tsunami and it doesn't have to be a Penn, but if you stick to these sizes, you're going to be successful in targeting most inshore fish. And we throw our artificials on this setup. This is also our artificial setup. It's light, it feels good in our hands, it's got the power knob, which is very comfortable to reel with. Penn, everybody knows Penn. Penn has been around forever, and their quality, it's a quality product. Tsunami, I don't know if anybody from Tsunami's watching this or not watching this, but very impressed with the Tsunami shield. When we first got it, it was quite a bit lighter than some of the rods we've been using, and we weren't sure how it was going to do, but this rod has been awesome. And a very important part for most fishermen out there is look at that setup. That looks cool. If it looks cool, you're gonna fish a little bit harder, because you know people are watching. You know people are gonna look at you and go, man, that guy's rod and reel looks cool. If you're fishing harder, you're gonna catch more fish. So in turn, if your equipment looks cool, you're probably gonna wind up catching more fish on it. What are you laughing about? Don't stand back there and laugh. He's laughing, man. Don't laugh. You know it's true. That green is sharp. That seafoam green or whatever it is. The reel seats are very tough, very strong. So anyways, like I said, that's our basic inshore setup. This is our #1 rod on our boat. Okay, Number 2 rod. We have also, on the number 2 rod, switched over to the Tsunami Shield. These are our big rods. Again, the reel seat is tough. Rod's got plenty of backbone. This is an 8-foot fast action, let's see, 30 to 65 pound braid, 1 to 4 ounce lure spinning rod. And again, very nice looking rod, easy to look at, looks good on the boat, looks good in your hand, feels really good. It is paired up with a Shimano Saragossa 8000. We went and spent a little bit more money on our big reels because big fish fight hard, they run fast, and that drag is very important. And we've used a lot of reels. You really can't beat the drag system and the all-around everything of one of the higher end Shimanos. And the Saragossa has been absolutely getting it done. So this is our second setup. Now with this setup, Jake, you want to talk a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. What would we use this setup for, Jake?
Really, my favorite to use it on is tarpon.
Okay, this is our tarpon.
Caught grouper on it.
It's a grouper rod?
Big kingfish.
Big kingfish. Can you catch little kingfish?
You can also catch little kingfish on it.
I like to catch little kingfish. Cobia?
Cobia, yeah. We did a lot of cobia with it.
Permit?
Permit, yep.
Permit rod?
Pretty much anything big.
Anything big,
big
right?
snook, yeah.
So a big snook, big reds, when we know we're targeting some 40-inch fish, the high 30s to 40-inch fish, we may go to this rod. But it's simple. It's spooled with 65-pound braid, and we carry 2 size hooks and about 4 different sizes of leader. We will switch up leader sometimes. But I'm noticing, what I've been noticing lately by people that are asking, you know, what kind of rods we're using and stuff, what I've been noticing is a lot of the saltwater guys, anglers, women, men, kids, are starting to ride around out there, and you're starting to kind of look like professional bass fishermen. A guy pulled up the other day, had 10 different types of rods on his boat. I mean, just rods hanging everywhere. And I asked him what he was targeting. Oh, I've been inshore fishing, snook, reds, trout. And I'm looking at all these rods, and I'm like, my God, man, what are all these rods for? Because I look over at mine, and I'm standing there with 1 rod for inshore fishing. And he goes, well, that's my topwater rod. That's my jig rod. That's my live bait rod. That's my dead bait rod. And I'm like, whoa, wouldn't 1 rod? I mean, you just retie it, 1 rod does. No, man, you got to have them ready to go. And I get that. And if you can afford to do that, that's fine. You can absolutely do that. Have a rod tied up for every different type of lure bait, you know. I can't afford to do that. We're on a budget over here, people. I mean, we're living on a budget. Our life depends on weather, fish biting, and you guys calling to book charters. So that's the reality of it. And if you really want to simplify your saltwater fishing, you can by using 2 rods. 2 rods that will do, I'm in a tree. I'm still in a tree. That 8-footer's long, man. 2 rods that will do absolutely everything in Tampa Bay that you need it to do. I mean, you may get out further and start getting into tuna and stuff like that. You may want to go to a conventional. But for what we do and the species that we catch and we target day in and day out, we use 2 setups. So for the guy that was sitting in the front row at the boat show, if you're watching this, I really hope this helps. I know it's a step back from some of the stuff that we've been doing, which maybe, you know, we jump too far ahead sometimes, and we take for granted that everybody knows exactly what you know, what they should be using, and some of the more simple things. So we're gonna start trying to throw in some more of the simple points and aspects of fishing that maybe we take for granted that we know that you guys might not necessarily know. So I hope it doesn't get boring. We look forward to your comments as always. If there's anything you would like for us to show, you know, as far as our setups, we still have to be, you know, we're in a gray area here, guys, being charter captains and doing YouTube, because obviously I would love to show you guys everything. I'm not gonna show you guys everything because that's how we make our living, and that's how everybody else out there makes their living that we're around, and there's certain things that are a little protected. So I hope that doesn't upset anybody, but that's just the way it is. But anyways, I started rambling a little bit. 2 setups, guys. 2 setups that can tackle anything you want to do, from tarpon to tuna, from snook to snapper, from grouper to grunts. That was good. You see how I put all that together? That was right off the top of my head. These will do it, guys. Don't break the bank thinking you have to have the most expensive a rod for every type of fish, every size of fish. These 2 rods right here will do everything you need to do inshore and near shore in Tampa Bay and the west coast of Florida. So save yourself a little bit of money and don't get too out of control. And now we have to get ready because we're gonna do some night fishing, right, Jake?
Oh yeah.
And we're gonna try to go target. We're gonna film it. We're gonna show you guys. We're gonna try to go target big snook around bridges. It's been blowing like crazy, so we've been off the last. We fished yesterday. We've been off today. When we go tonight and we're gonna be targeting some big snook around bridges, we're gonna take how many rods? 2 rods.
2.
This rod, we're gonna throw a jig on, try to catch some ladyfish, something to use for bait on this rod. We're gonna switch over. We're gonna throw our big baits around the bridges, whether it's a big swim bait or a dead bait or a live bait, on our 8000 Shimano and our big Tsunami Shield. So that's it. No matter what we do around here, fishing wise, on the boat, off the boat, surf fishing, whatever it is, these 2 setups are gonna pretty much get you through 99% of everything you're gonna run into in Tampa Bay. So I hope this has helped clarify the rod and reel thing a little bit for some of you guys. We're gonna get to fishing. We're gonna film it tonight. Probably do a video on catching bait, what we're looking for catching bait. I don't know. We're gonna see. It's blowing and we're gonna have to hide out of the wind and just try to put some fish on the deck. But until next time, guys, and we're gonna work hard to get these back out. The tarpon are still here. Me being on YouTube doesn't mean the tarpon aren't here, because the tarpon are definitely still here. We're still booking tarpon trips. Get with us. If we can't get you out, we got some guys that are killing it that can get you out, and we'll get you out and get you on some fish. So until next time, God bless everybody. We really appreciate you guys hanging with us, watching and booking trips, and we'll see you guys on the water.